everyone, welcome again to another 360 to Me minisode. So this week I'm celebrating those that pick up their phones or their cameras and literally just get on YouTube. Now my podcast is all about interesting people and interesting places. A life story of somebody. That's what my main interviews are all about. And I love those kind of things. So in these minisodes, which I've been doing during the winter, I've been steering you towards content that kind of has those life stories in. But this week, I found someone I think is quite exceptional. 20-year-old Kieran Moran is a student who started posting his first videos 2 weeks ago. Have a look at this video.
Well, here I am at the bottom of Rivington Pike in Bolton. Today, my girlfriend broke up with me and I don't really know what to do. So I'm just like, I'm gonna walk up this mountain just for the sake of it. It was my first girlfriend. We were together for not even a month. It was the 15th that I asked her out last month. Now it's the 14th. Didn't last a month. I believe it ended because I was being way too emotional with her. I opened up, I told her how much she meant to me, how much I valued her. Because, I can't lie, when I first met her and we went on the first date together, when I got back, I just remember crying because I was just so overwhelmed with actually being loved for once.
Now what I love about this video is in the first video, he literally clips his phone up on the windscreen, starts his car, and just talks to the camera. There's no scripts, there's no fancy edits, there's no fancy graphics. It's from the heart. He's talking about a relationship that's just broke up after just a month, his first one. It's talking also about how he deals with having autism, Asperger's. Now I'm very aware of this. I have it in my family. I know how it affects relationships, but I know how autism can also be, as they call it, a superpower, but a different way of thinking, a different way of approaching something. And Kieran in this first video very much addresses this, how he's, maybe the relationship's broken down, but how he can move on and learn from it.
A couple of weeks ago, I sent her a picture of my journal that I wrote in when I was younger. And it had loads of stuff in it talking about how I really want to find the love of my life and a lot of stuff about loneliness, really. And I sent that to her for some reason because I felt I was really in the feels, right? You know how it gets. Not in the feels, but I was like, I remember stumbling across a video that really pulled against my heartstrings, called Aphex Twin Stone and Focus, I think it is. I was looking at the comments of that, and there was loads of people opening up and describing how they've never had love in their life and how the girlfriends leave them and that. I saw that comment section and I was like, I should really show to her how much she means to me. So
now I also like in this first video, the description, it says, quick vent in the car before I went on my hike, felt like I needed to kickstart the channel somehow. What a perfect start to a YouTuber's career. Now, the reception to this has been awesome. The views for his videos, his subscriber count in just 2 weeks, and the comments, that's the thing, the comments. I think there's more people like me who've started looking at his content and go, wow, this guy has got something, and he really has. He talks from the heart. He talks about all kinds of things. Now, he has had a childhood where he was brought up in foster care, and he talks about how he moved to different families and how that's shaped him. He's very much focused on now improving himself and taking himself forward. So it covers fitness. He goes up to Mount Snowdon in one video. He goes out with some mates to the Lake District and covers that. In 2 weeks, he's got a phenomenal amount of content out there. So I really do encourage you to have a look at his channel and give him some support.
I've just woke up, had a shower, and I decided that I want to walk up Snowdon because why not? I need to do something that will not remind me of my past self, and I need to move on from things realistically because I got broken up with 4 days ago. So honestly, I want to do something that makes me feel free again and that my old self hasn't done, so I can get some experience. Just paid for parking. I've got until 5:30 now, so we're going to try and climb it. We're starting the route now. So it's roughly going to take about 3 or 4 hours to get to the top, so hopefully I can make it. I brought 3 litres of water,
some Sour Patch Kids and some Belvita biscuits. I've got some hiking sticks, and I've got 4 layers on of a waterproof walking boots, so I think we should be alright for this.
Hey, I'm Kieran, spelled Keiran, aka The Superior Way. I'm a computing student who created this channel to document my personal growth after one of the toughest breakups of my life. I have diagnosed Asperger's, which is a form of autism, which basically means I'm shit at communicating with people. However, I'm looking to increase my talking skills by providing value to anyone who stumbles across my channel. I've also been through the foster care system, and after going through 5 placements, I'm finally out. I'm now ready to prove to myself and prove to the people that doubted me that I can be successful and relatable in the online space despite my setbacks. So join me as I talk about my own life and showcase what I did to rise above in my self-improvement journey and conquer my own mind, with the occasional story and vlog in between. Stay curious.
Next is Nestor and his boat. Now, this is the tale of a 14-year-old boy who bought a 50-year-old 18-foot sailing boat. He's now 17, and his story is about sailing on the south coast.
This video tells the story of how I bought and restored a sailboat at the age of 14. Yeah. And I'm still happily sailing her around the Solent today. But let's start from the beginning. I'd done dinghy sailing from a very young age, as you can see, having the time of my life. And I still do that today, mostly in lasers, and I still really enjoy that. But a few years ago, I decided I wanted to head for the high seas. So I started looking at sailing boats for sale. I don't know what I was looking for really, I was just looking, kind of for fun. But then I realised how cheap some of these old sailboats were, and that's when I had this crazy idea. So, after some more looking, on this random website called White Bay, I put in a search, and this was the boat. She's a Hurley 18, built in 1967, and these are regarded as very seaworthy boats. In fact, someone just crossed the Atlantic and back in one of them. I'll put a link to his channel in the description. So these here are the only photos I saw of her beforehand. As you can see, she was in a pretty tired state. I didn't see her in person, I didn't get a survey, because that would have cost more than the boat itself. So the first project was the filling. She had lots of cracks in the gel coat, which required cleaning out, filling, sanding back, and painting. Next came the painting of the whole boat. This went okay. There was a lot of paint everywhere. Then the windows, as you can see, pretty dull. So I brought these back to my DT lab at school, where I cut them out, made templates, and as you can see, they look pretty good. Then came the electrics. So all I did for this was make a little circuit diagram using my GCSE physics, and somehow that kind of worked. I still don't really understand it today. But we've got a switch panel, she's got cabin lights, depth sounder, even a solar panel, and somehow it all works.
Now, again, I just like the raw charm of these videos, how over the years he's worked on getting a sailing boat, his whole journey with that in terms of doing it up and going solo. And I just love, again, the way these videos come across. It's all from the heart. And again, I think there's quite a bit of regular content from this channel. So I'd certainly encourage you to have a look at this, not get too seasick, of course.
First solo tack, I'm just getting the lines around the jib sheets around this winch just now. There we go. Couple of turns, and then this one in hand and going about now. And the electrics, that was good fun, and even after 4 years it almost looks new. It's yeah. Really enjoyed doing that. Everything I've ever had, and I guess that's true of most of it, but a bad moment on this boat.
Now next to the USA, to Sabia and Loren. Loren Showers had a horrific accident in 2019. He was 19 years of age and he was crushed by a forklift truck. Unfortunately, they couldn't save the lower part of his body, so he had the whole bottom part of his body amputated. and this is his story.
So I guess there's a couple baseline things that I need to go over for the understanding of the story. So I was working out of 2.5 hours out of our hometown, traveling every week to work, Monday through Thursday, Friday and Saturday. You had the choice to work or not. There wasn't really many people on the job site, and since my supervisor really took a liking to me, he asked me to do practically everything he wanted done. Well, we just opened up a lane on the bridge. We had to swap lanes because we were behind on schedule, and so the lane that we opened up wasn't even done yet. It was like, you know, it's asphalt, bridge, then asphalt. Well, it was dirt, because dirt goes underneath the asphalt, bridge, and then dirt again. So we put up the water barriers, filled them with water, you know, the orange water barriers that go on the end, and a car came through and knocked the water barrier off. Well, since it's filled with water, it needed to be picked up with a forklift and moved into position. Well, the car pushed me to the side so much that the hillside on my right-hand side and the dirt not being compacted started to cause the forklift to lift up. Well, I tried to tilt the forklift back down, and it wouldn't tilt down. It was just slowly creaking up to tip over. So I unbuckled my seatbelt, went to go jump out, being that I never got trained to even drive a forklift.
Wasn't even qualified to be on the forklift.
Yeah, so I didn't know what
Protocol was.
Yeah, what protocol was, which is to stay in the forklift as it rolls. So I jump out, which I would have been able to jump out, but the seatbelt wrapped around my leg as I jumped out. So I swung out instead, breaking 2 of my ribs off the floorboard of the forklift. And by this time, the forklift's rolling down the hill. Well, I was able to crawl around the forklift so it's onto its side where the floorboard is that I landed on. Then it's up top, so I was able to get to the bottom side of it. And then it rolled again, and I was able to clear it. But then I wasn't able to clear the top of it. And the top of it, where the boom is for the forklift, I wasn't able to clear that. And there's a dirt pile, big ass dirt pile down at the bottom of the hill. So that, since I wasn't able to clear it, it landed on my pelvis and my right arm and like sunk me into the dirt. So it didn't split me right in half, it just crushed every bone from my pelvis down pretty much. Well, as I was laying there, I was conscious through the whole accident. As I was laying there, I could look to my right and see my forearm just laying right next to me in the dirt. Just not my forearm, but the muscle in the forearm was laying right next to me.
Now, it's not just about his story, of course, it's about his wife Sabia as well, and how they have learnt to adapt with Lauren's injuries, how he still has to undergo lots of operations. There's obviously challenges with how they're going to carry on. They have had a period where they haven't posted videos, they've just started back up again. Again, you've got all kinds of questions, haven't you? He's got one arm, he has no lower torso. How does he survive with that? But I tell you what, this guy has got incredible spirit, and his wife as well. And again, it just goes to show with adversity how amazing people are, and getting yourself out there on YouTube and telling these stories is the best way. Now, I'm sure he's been covered, and I think he has been covered by news outlets and newspapers, but there's nothing like seeing the stories for yourself and helping to support them as well.
What's up, guys? So today in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys what all I can do independently and what I can't do independently. So stick around and watch and see what I can do. Here's how I'm going to first put on this sock, but I begin by getting my bucket on the bed. This big hole on the front has to be on the left side, and the fucking, yeah, just the big hole has to be on the left side, and then 2 holes in the back for the kidneys, for the lines. This is my left one. So the biggest thing about this sock is it has to be pretty much as skin tight as possible. I have to try and put it on as best to my ability as I can with no folds, which over time I've taught myself to do it rather well, I'd say. Sometimes I still have a little fold crease if the sock's a little worn out, but this is a fresh, clean sock, so should go pretty well. Come on. Hey. Hey. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Need you to move. Alright, backing up into you. Choo choo. Choo choo. Yeah, that's what I thought. Boom. I usually have bags that go on the side of my bucket that store these, but I don't use them when I'm home just because it's pointless to take them in and out of my bucket, you know. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share to your friends. Donation and merch link down below. Also, I have a gaming channel at iAce Nation that I stream almost daily on if you guys want more content from me.
So I hope those 3 stories are great for you to view this week. I'd encourage you to please go and find these stories and have a look for yourself. And if you've got any suggestions on other life stories, please reach out to me. I rely on the YouTube algorithm to tell me what's out there. So I start looking at a particular type of story and I'll get other ones that just pop up. I mean, as I said, Kieran, one of his comments on his video, actually, I don't know how this has popped up on my feed, but I saw your video and I just started watching, and that is a great thing for a new YouTuber. So I'd encourage you all to just go on there and really search it out. YouTube is an amazing platform for self-made television and life stories and skills and exciting things. There's so much drivel on TV today. I mean, yeah, well, there's some good dramas. We covered that in the last episode, but there's nothing like life stories. I just find them so fascinating. And the good thing is you kind of get a continuous update on things. So really encourage you to do that. If you've got any suggestions of further content you want me to cover, please do reach out to me at 360timmy.com. Your support is really appreciated. Please like and subscribe on the channel. Please leave comments. Again, all very useful for me in terms of growing the channel and taking it forward. And for this week, you have a super day.